Hey, this is Big John Huggy Bear, right down here in Daytona Beach, Florida, and I'm chatting with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Big John, aka Huggy Bear. What's up, man?
Hey, just my way, Bill. What's going on, Staxx? Love your show, love the program. Down here at Daytona Beach, we just survived Oktoberfest. Had a great time down here, man. We had a couple. We lost one brother down on Main Street. Well, he's in critical care, not doing too well.
That's the guy that drove off, that was drinking.
Drove off. Yeah, he was drinking. He drove. I hung out with him that afternoon. I said, bro, you go over. He went home. Then he came back to Main Street, got drunk, drove off. They could have stopped him. They could have took the key fob, but they took and they videotaped him while he rode away, man. I don't know why they ever did that, you know. But he was here earlier that day, and he went home, chilled out, came back later, and don't know what happened. But, you know, I would have stopped him. I would have just talked to him and took his key fob, stopped him, you know. But
yeah,
other than that, you know, we all survived Main Street. You know, we had a good time.
How long have you been down there?
I've been in Florida 10 years now, man. I'm originally from Pennsylvania, the Easton area, from Easton, Pennsylvania. That's where I grew up, Larry Holmes' town. I worked for Larry for a short time in his nightclub. I was his disc jockey for a little while.
Yeah.
Rode in the motorcycle club scene a little bit. I was a Sutar Soldier Nomad for a little while. I rode with Rooster, the crew, for a little while. And I retired out of the motorcycle club scene due to health reasons. I went blind, had a motorcycle accident. Currently in a nursing home working on getting out of here. And I also rode bicycle club scene, man. That's a real happening scene up in Jersey up there. We rode up in Jersey. The Jersey Devils, man. They're cool cats. Check them out. Facebook, Instagram, Jersey Devils Bicycle Club. Them cats ride around Philadelphia, the Jersey Shore. We rode all over the country. We rode out in Las Vegas. Every year there's a big gathering called OBC, One Big Club. Well, it's One Big Crew. They call it the OBC. It's on YouTube. You'll see a lot of our videos. We just get together and raise hell out in Vegas, man, and party all for like 4 or 5 days out, and we just take Vegas over. A bunch of guys get together and run bicycles out there, build custom bicycles, and just have a big party and a lot of fun, man. Lots and lots of fun.
It brings back your childhood, right? It brings back your childhood.
Built some crazy bicycles. I built some not electricity bicycles, pedal bikes, but we build them with big ape hangers. You know, the low rider scenes, the chulos out there, and all that stuff. And we were actually out in bars already out on the Jersey Shore. We pull in, we've had cuts on and stuff like that. And people say, well, we didn't hear you pull up, you know? And they're like, we didn't hear you pull up. I said, no, we pull up with pedal bikes, you know? They come outside, they look, they see these custom bicycles, they start laughing, man. They're like, what the hell? You know,
you guys wear cuts? You wear cuts?
Yeah, we wear cuts, yeah. Yeah, we had some cuts on and stuff like that. Check us out sometime.
Is there a prospect phase for this club?
Yeah, there's a prospect phase. It could take 6 months to a year to get in. We actually done away with the cuts because there was an incident where they ran into a club and the club took the cuts from them. I ain't going to say the clubs because I don't want to, you know, I ain't going to say nothing about that. Put the club out there, you know, on no bad terms or nothing like that. But the club did take the cuts from them, you know.
Wow.
But, yeah, the club said, you know, but other clubs had no problems with it, you know what I'm saying?
Did you guys have bottom rockers? Was it
bottom rockers. No.
Was it a diamond pedal bike club?
No, it wasn't no diamond involved, nothing like that. It just said Jersey Devils, just a center patch. Just said Jersey Devils, that's all. BC on the bottom, Bicycle Club. No rocker, nothing like that. But they went to a T-shirt now. They're a soft cut now. So it's cool though, man. But the whole bicycle club scene is really cool. If you research it, there's clubs all over the country, all over the world, bicycle clubs, but a lot of them now have went to soft cuts. They done away with their vests and stuff like that. On the West Coast, more of them now out there. They still wear their cuts though, but they went to prints instead of wearing patches. They went to prints on their vests now. They are embroidered their vests now.
It's
but
still
it doesn't
pretty
want to.
cool though. It's cool.
Oh
It's
yeah, it's
something
happening,
different.
man. It's still happening. I love the bicycle culture, man. I love it. We don't really have a bicycle scene in Florida yet, but there are some. Like down in Cocoa Beach, we have the Chapaderos. They're worldwide Chapaderos. They're really cool guys. But I don't know of any other bicycle crews in Florida other than them and in Nothing But Love. We got a little small chapter down here, but they're more of a family. They call themselves the Nothing But Love Familia, and that started in Allentown, Pennsylvania. But they went worldwide. They're as far as Amsterdam, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Colombia. That's a Latino-based family. But they do car shows. They do lowrider bicycles. They do a lot. They do a lot for charity. Them guys too. Same with the Jersey Devils. There was the Buzzards. A lot of lots of bicycle scene out there, and they're involved with lowrider cars as well and such like that. Myself, I've done lowrider cars. I've done bicycles, custom bicycles. My son runs Keystone Customs up in Pennsylvania, where he builds custom bicycles. He's into dirt bike riding, racing dirt bikes. He was into motorcycles, but he got out of it. He's got a family now, and now he's just into dirt bikes and bicycles. And
Yeah.
he's going to work on building a rat rod car soon, or a lowrider truck or something like that. So I'm glad he's off the motorcycle. He almost got hurt on a motorcycle. It was
It's
just the other day.
dangerous. So can you walk
Yeah,
me through what happened with you in your accident? How did you get there?
I was going out through the Daytona Loop. Have you been to Daytona yet, Bill?
I've been down there one time, yes.
I was going out through the Daytona Loop, and a tree literally came down, bang, cracked the front of my Harley. I had a Heritage Softail. It hit the front of my Softail, and it just wiped it out, tore the front end off the bike.
Wow.
And then after that, it just it messed me up a little bit. I got the bike back together, and I sold it then. That
so
kind of
you're riding it, and it fell on it?
It fell on the bike. Yeah. If you go on my page, you'll see the pictures of the bike. I got a video too. I put a video up of it. Yeah. And it's lucky I had a helmet on. I would have took my head off, man.
Wow.
I would have took my head off. That tree would have, man. But yeah, I never wore helmets before, but I swear by them now, man. Put a helmet on. I had a full face on that day. If I never would have had it on, it would have took my head right off me.
What kind of injuries did you have from that?
Oh, I didn't have many. I didn't have just bruises and brush burns and stuff. That's all. Yeah. That's about it. But
what kind of situations have you seen throughout the years? I know you've seen a lot of things, right?
Bike accident wise, living in Florida, I've seen a lot. I seen a girl get killed on the bridge one day. Her old man popped the wheelie and threw her off the back. I've seen a lot of bike accidents, man. I've seen a guy get run over one day, mostly show offs. I seen a guy on I-4 one day out there on the way to Orlando. He was flying, sport bike guy showing off, and he blew by me doing probably $120. I'm doing 65. Then he decides to pull up a wheelie and right in the back of a truck he went. Mainly sport bike guys showing off, bro. Just flying like bat out of hell. They don't want to slow it down. Then they don't want to slow down.
Have you had other accidents over the years?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've had dirt bike accidents when I was younger. We had a motorcycle accident one time on Nova Road. Me and a girl, Kimmy, we were going to get a tattoo one night, and we made the turn. We're coming off 6th Street onto A Street. We hit gravel. We went down. I got hurt, wound up down the hospital, and got some bad bruising and brush burn, road rash. Where she landed on top of me, she was okay, which was good. I had that one. We had the one on the loop. I had one in Philadelphia one time. Me and my ex-wife were coming back, and it just started raining, and I hit the front brake just to slow down a little bit, and down we went. I got brush burn on that one. Let's see what other one I had. Oh, I had somebody hit me from behind one time. I had a couple of good ones in my day. My dad had an accident one time when he was younger. My dad had an accident. Yeah, my dad was an old rider. He rode for many years. He was a flat track racer in Reading, Pennsylvania on the Reading Fairgrounds. Both my dad and uncle raced flat track motorcycles in the 60s, and then they gave it up when they got married and had children. They gave up the old racing. They ran Harley Davidson XR 750s. That's what I learned on an old XR 750 when I was a kid, how to run. And then I had many bikes growing up, stuff like that. I started when I was like 4 years old. My Uncle Bob gave me a old Speedway Scarab mini bike. and I rode that. And then when I was about 6 or 7, then we got an old Kawasaki, and then this guy, Pizza, we called him, Randy Piazza, me and him, we rode around the field raising hell out there. And we used to go around town just finding dirt bikes and fixing them up and racing them around Easton and Phillipsburg, New Jersey, and running from the cops across the railroad tracks and stuff like that. Yeah. They always knew who I was, the cops, because they would come right to the house because Dad was in the club, and they knew our house. They knew where the bikes were at because Dad always had people at the house wrenching and stuff like that. I remember one time I had ran from them, and I threw the motorcycle in the bushes, and I sat on a friend's porch and just sat there, and the cops waited for me, and they knew I stole the bike, and it was a dirt bike. I didn't steal it, but I had stolen my own dirt bike from the impound downtown at the police garage, and they knew I took it, and I threw it in the bushes, and they saw me sitting there, and they knew where the bike was from. They knew it. They were waiting for me to get it out of the bushes, and I got the bike out of the bushes, and they got me. I was like, damn it. Well, so they impounded it back then, and I was scared to go home because Pop was going to go get the bike out anyway, but I was more scared to go home and see Pop about the bike, but he's like, no, you go get your bike back. You're going to have to go carry newspapers and collect soda bottles and pay the fine to get it back, but I'll go get your bike back. And that was an old Harley 125 I had then. I always loved
old Harley dirt bike.
I had an old Harley dirt bike back then, yeah. I just
seen one for sale.
Yeah. Oh, those are sweet. Yeah. I seen them. There was an old antique bike show down here in Daytona. I seen one down here. It looked just like the one I had way back in the day. Some of them old bikes bring big dollars now,
Yeah.
And back then, people were throwing them out in the garbage, and we would go around collecting that stuff, and they were like, nobody wanted them, People couldn't fix them.
When I was a kid, I found a dirt bike out in the woods, man. Ran out of gas. I think it was stolen,
Yeah.
Pick it up, put some gas in it, and take off. So how did you get introduced to the Sutar Soldiers?
A friend of mine was starting a chapter down here. And I was hanging around with another crew, and the other crew wasn't going nowhere. So he said, hey, man, you want to probate? And I said, sure, I'll come on board with you guys. So I did my prospecting and probating period, and I got in. And
what was that like?
It was great, man. A lot of fun.
Period.
It was a lot of fun. Nothing. It was nothing, like everybody said, oh, you got to go out through this, dude. It was nothing bad, man. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time, doing it. I had to go.
You're learning the ropes, right? You're learning the ropes.
And I came out of another crew. I was a barrio rider prior to that, in Pennsylvania with cousin Joey in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, who he already knew a lot of ropes, and I was a barrio rider before that. And I helped founded another group out of Pennsylvania before it was small. And that was the Hellbound Souls. And I had left them guys, when I moved to Florida, I left those guys on really good terms, stuff like that. But I wasn't about to come down here and bring nothing down here and try to be a part of something because I had too much respect for the big club down here, which everybody knows is who they are. It's black and white, and I'm very good friends with a lot of those guys too,
So you don't ever see angels down there, right? You've never seen
No, I've never seen any down here at all. No, I've never seen any. The only time I ever seen them was in New Jersey. That was the only time I ever seen them. In New York, I've seen them.
They're in Florida. They're in Florida.
I've heard they were here, but I've never seen them. Never seen them at all.
They don't wear their cuts.
No. I've heard rumor they were here, but I've never seen a cut down here. I've never even seen a support shirt or nothing. Never seen any whereabouts of them or heard anything about. I've heard they were here, but in Daytona Beach, never seen them.
So this is where you prospected down in Florida?
Yeah, prospected down here. Yeah.
What was it like the day you got your patch?
What was it like? I had a good time. Yep. I had a really good time.
Did you know you were going to get it that day?
No, I didn't. No, I had no clue. Nope. No. Then up with Jay Dog, who was our president at the time. And
walk me through that day.
Went over to the president's house, sat down with him. And he looked at me and goes, well, what do you think? I said, well, what do I think about what? He goes, think it's time to come in? And I said, yeah, come in the house. Yeah, come on in. Hey, we sat down. He goes, here you go. Go put this on. So, all right, let's do it. And put it on, and next thing I know, there it goes. There I'm flying, and we had a good time. We had a small crew at that time. I think there were only about 16, maybe total of us down here at the time. But now we don't even have a chapter down here no more. It folded up. Everybody, went elsewhere. So there's not even a group of us that I know of anymore because I'm out of it. I'm out good though. I retired on medical terms because I went blind in this eye and I don't walk anymore. But I talk to them once in a while, the guys. But I'm neutral now. I'm out on good terms, and I got nothing but love and respect for them and all that. And I respect all the groups, man. I got love for anybody who wants to go and do your time and put your work in and put your patch on. You do it. You do what you got to do,
What do you think about all this craziness that's going on in the news?
I don't know, man. I just saw that the Blue Network got popped on the bridge. I seen that over there. The pagans got popped and all the wars between all of them, man. Why can't we just all, they all got to get along, man. It would be a one big powerful group. I mean, could you see if all of them got together and shut Antifa down and shut down all the movements out there that are going against the government,
Yeah, well, with all the stuff that has happened over the years, all the killings and this and that, do you think it's possible for them to get along?